It's an Achilles injury for Aaron Rodgers. Nothing is official, but likely out for the season. J.K. Dobbins, Achilles injury. Ravens out for the season, which is just awful. It's bad for the Jets. It's bad for Aaron Rodgers. Older players generally struggle to recover as quickly as younger players. Aaron's now, 39 years old. He's also got bags full of money. I mean, he'll work hard to rehab. But for younger players, rehab, there's some optimism. You heal much more quickly. Your body does. Older players, it's a longer process. So you cross your fingers on that, but it is likely he is gone for the season. Let me tip my cap to the New York Jets and Robert Saleh, though. Considering the emotion of the night, 9/11 in New York, Aaron Rodgers' debut, an incredibly special night in New York City, in MetLife. For Aaron Rodgers to go down early, suck the wind out of the stadium, to insert Zach Wilson, who has struggled, a semi-bust to bust for the Jets, and to win that football game, little hero ball, but Zach mostly played within his game, within structure. They ran the football. I thought they managed the clock well at the end of regulation. Wasn't turning the ball over. I thought that was incredible coaching to lose not only a starting quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers in a Jet debut. The emotion that was pulled out of the stadium. And yet, Saleh's team was composed. They fought. They played within themselves on offense. They ran the football, I thought, pretty well. Tip of the cap. The offensive line is a work in progress. They will have their hands completely full at Dallas next week. That game's going to speed up very quickly for Zach Wilson. That is not a game I think he'll flourish in. But you have to give the Jets credit. And listen, the schedule's brutal. Zach Wilson at Dallas feels like an L. Zach Wilson then at home, but it's Belichick who he struggled with. Then it's Kansas City. If they lose to the Jags and are 0-2, they'll come into MetLife pissed. Then it's at Denver, Philadelphia, bye week. Giants feels good about, but then it's Justin Herbert. Then it's at Vegas and Garoppolo. At Buffalo, Josh Allen. Then it's Miami. It's a lot of high-end quarterbacks where the Jets will have the second-best quarterback on the field if Aaron Rodgers doesn't return. So, before I knew the outcome of Aaron Rodgers, before I did this, I'm thinking, listen, if they can get Aaron back in a month, that overtime win, because you go 0-2 in the NFL. If the Jets lost tonight, go 0-2, lose to Dallas, you have only an 11% chance to make the playoffs. 0-3, it's less. Since 1990. So I thought the overtime win was substantial for the Jets, but I look at this roster and I just see too many good quarterbacks week after week after week. And I think you can have limitations defensively in this league and get to Super Bowls and get to conference championships. It's hard to have a lot of offensive limitations. Zach Wilson in the AFC is not close to a top 10 quarterback. The offensive line, the tackle positions are a problem. Tight end is average. I think the receiving core, Garrett Wilson's a remarkable talent. What a catch he made. But overall, it's a pretty lean group. They can't afford an injury. On the other side, I have real concerns about Buffalo. Josh Allen in college at Wyoming was a wild, talented pony. Just needed to be coached. Goes to the NFL, first year, out of control, talented, bit of a mess. Brian Daboll sandpapers him, becomes an MVP level player, cuts down on turnovers, mechanics improve. So I watch him tonight and I see a quarterback who has regressed. 3 picks, a fumble, not sliding, mechanics have regressed, too much sidearm crap, did not execute very well at the end of, I thought, regulation, poor clock awareness. He skipped a couple of passes in the game. Josh Allen looks like he needs coaching. If you don't think coaching matters, go look at Kyle Shanahan as a coordinator to Matt Ryan made him MVP. All right, you look around this league, the best defensive coordinators, Dan Quinn in Dallas. You don't think he matters? That Cowboy defense is sensational. So when I look at Buffalo right now, they're in a bit of a quandary. Miami is a sizzling offense. Belichick's defense is tough. and Mac Jones is better than people subscribe to. The Jets' defense matches up very well with Buffalo's O-line. Even Zach Wilson tonight, late in the game, moves the ball well enough to get him in field goal range. Buffalo has a defensive coach. Ken Dorsey had a good reputation, but Josh Allen is back to wild. Mechanics are regressing. Decision-making was poor. I don't like what I see. Windows are small in this league for Super Bowls. You lose a coordinator, they shrink. You don't have a second dependable receiver, they shrink. You have a key injury or lose a defensive player to free agency, they shrink. Von Miller's out, shrink. So I don't like, it's not just the game tonight, because they face the Raiders, they'll be favored, and I would take them. Though don't listen to me, I was 0 for 5 in my Blazing 5, but I think they'll play very well against the Raiders. But I don't like what I see with Buffalo. I don't like the direction they're headed in. I thought the Jets were more composed, getting a backup thrust into the starting role with arguably a worse offensive line. That's what I saw. I tip of the cap to Saul and the fellas to overcome that tonight.